This is an excerpt of a webinar by Garrison Dental. Thank you to Garrison Dental for allowing us to post this excerpt. To see the full-length version, please contact www.garrisondental.com. All opinions are those of Straightsmile Solutions. We are an orthodontic consultancy company that helps general and pediatric dentists with their ortho cases and education. For help with a case, please visit www.straightsmilesolutions.com. Now, enjoy the show.
So what is the why behind it? We kind of told you the why behind why ortho. Why is this orthodontist okay with GP Ortho? I know it's weird, right? I'm not very popular in the ortho community, to be really honest, just because I am all about helping GPs. Why? Well, number one is access to care. I want to make sure that people can afford quality ortho and good ortho. And a lot of the programs that are out there right now are either really expensive and not affordable, for the average dentist, or they're teaching like backwards orthodontics, and I like forwards and airway friendly orthodontics. So I kind of made it my mantra to put a bunch of free information. That's why I put all my educational material free on YouTube. So all you guys can take advantage of it, whether you're a new grad or you're a team member. I want the information to be free for you so you can learn good, high quality, unbranded ortho. That means I'm not affiliated in any way with any system, aligner company. I'm not a KOL for Invisalign, never have been, never will be. I like their product. I like lots of products. So I try to be as agnostic as I can. Because the goal for most general dentists, they usually have a few reasons why they want to get into ortho. One might be profits, and yeah, that's cool. Two might be access to care. Number three, maybe they don't have a good orthodontist in the area or an orthodontist at all. Or maybe the orthodontist is doing backwards extraction orthodontics and not forwards interceptive orthodontics, airway friendly orthodontics. So for whatever your reason, orthodontics is nice. Also, orthodontics is fun. And one of our great conversations that we have around the dinner table is that, my husband's a little older than me, actually a lot older than me, if he's on, sorry. So, he doesn't want to hurt his back, like a lot of people with neck problems, and he wants to retire doing easy dentistry that doesn't hurt him and make him miserable. So he wanted to get more into specialty work that would be fun and requires more of his brain and less his hands and his neck and his back. So that's why we started coming up with a program that was easy for general dentists to explain. So hopefully I'm going to do a good job explaining to you, and hopefully you'll fall in love with ortho as much as I do. My energy hopefully will seep through the computer today. So anyways, for him, I know he tells me part of the reason why he wants to do ortho is that he does a lot of implants and cosmetic work. And a lot of times when he referred before patients to orthodontists, and I'm not anti-ortho at all, like I will get to that, they would come back with these 2-year treatment plans that would take forever. And he's like, whoa, wait, I want to place this implant like in a few months. I don't want to place this implant in 2 years. Patient's going to get bored. So sometimes he's like, forget this. I got to start doing my own ortho. This is ridiculous. And we call this almost interdisciplinary ortho. It's ortho, not just because you want a great smile, but it's ortho to achieve an objective or a goal. That is the goal of it. It can be for a lot of general dentists, and that's great, right? And also you can bundle the cost of the orthodontics together with the cost of the restorative dentistry. And that's a great idea. So maybe you're not trying to do the ortho to make a ton of profit. You're just trying to do the ortho so you can have better dentistry. And I love that. So let's talk about the 3 main pain points of orthodontics. I've been teaching GPs for, officially for 9 years, but unofficially for my whole career, basically. My husband, his friends, answering questions, looking at cases, giving advice. So I hear a lot about the pain points. So I want to address them because every dentist that's kind of stalling on ortho usually falls into one of these pain point categories. The first one, I kind of already addressed, that the classes are either really boring or they're really expensive, or they're directly affiliated with a particular system. And in order to learn it, it's always funneling you towards the system, but it's maybe not the right thing for the patient. That makes me upset. In addition, you shouldn't have to buy any real equipment for orthodontics. You should already have it in your practice. Why invest? If you're going to do braces, you're going to have I've gotten the list down to about $1,500 minimum investment to do braces, but that's not that much, and that'll last you for about a year. So I told you I was going to have giveaways. So if you would like that list of supplies and equipment, I'll be glad to send it to you. Again, kind of just simplified, not directly affiliated with any company that's out there. email me, I will send it to you. Okay, number 2, you don't want to upset your neighborhood orthodontist or your friend who's an orthodontist. And hey, I get that. But the funny thing is in my experience, the general dentists who've done ortho have actually referred way more cases out to ortho. Why? Because they understand ortho. They understand the value of it. They understand, they can explain the why to that referral a little bit more. They can qualify that referral. And unless you understand ortho, you can't explain to the patient why little Susie, who's 7, needs to go to the orthodontist. They're going to say, well, why do I need to go? Oh, because the AAO says everyone should go by age 7. That's the wrong answer. You need to explain what you see, what your concerns are. Even if you're not offering interceptive services, you need to strongly explain what's going to happen if little Susie doesn't get started at age 7 or 8 and waits till age 12. There's a lot of things that can happen. So I can pretty much guarantee you, if you get started and scale it, that your neighborhood orthodontist will not be upset. And matter of fact, you should tell them that you're doing it. You know, they'll probably be excited. Few people might be upset, but most won't. The third one would be that you've tried it and it's just not working for you. You have too many refinements, revisions, you're wasting time, patients are getting upset. Well, that just means you're just not doing something right. Ortho's actually really simple and it's really fun. So that's so easy to fix, and that's kind of my specialty. As a matter of fact, when I was practicing, one of my side hustles I had is I worked for a DSO in California, and I was the fixer. That was my quote. They would fly me because, you know, California's a big state, to all these random, they had like hundreds of offices, I'm not going to say which one it is, to basically clean up messes. So I got paid really handsomely for it too, but I would come in for a week or 2, they'd put me up, they'd pay for my travel, and I'd clean up their messes basically and fix everything that was screwed up with the cases. So I feel like I have a really good perspective on how to do that. Okay. Let's talk about the different buckets of orthodontics and what your options are. And I'm assuming those of you who are on this webinar are probably pretty familiar with bucket number 3, which is aligners. That's cool, I love aligners. But there are 2 other buckets. There's phase 1, or interceptive appliances, fixed or removable. I love removables, but I also do fixed. And there's braces. Maybe you'll decide to do all 3. I know a lot of GPs who do all 3, and I know some GPs who are just as good as orthodontists. Like, the quality of their work is amazing and outstanding, like second to none. You know, they might as well be an orthodontist, and some aren't that good. But you know, if you are looking at diversifying, I mean, obviously you want to take a look at what community you're in and decide which one's next. I love phase 1 functional appliances because I love working with littles. You know, you're age 2 to age 10. And I did say 2, by the way, because habit appliances are functional appliances. And the cool thing about starting with littles is that you might have one kid and you might be seeing them for 3 different phases of ortho. And yes, I said 3, not 2. I know you know about phase 1 and phase 2, but I actually have a 3rd phase. And that is what I've entitled pre-phase 1 therapy. And actually quite a lot of people use this term now, which is basically habits and stuff like that, airway disorders that can happen at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, things that we need to do to prep the patient to get ready for phase 1. And then once you have a phase 1, 80 or 90% of the time, you're gonna have a phase 2, but phase 2 is crazy easy. So you're taking something that's crazy difficult and you're breaking it and chopping it up into little bitty bite-sized easy challenges that a pediatric dentist or a GP can definitely handle. And I think it's such a pity that so many orthodontists don't do this. They don't do phase 1 appliances. They don't do pre-ortho therapy. They just kind of wait until it gets really messy and hard. And then they spend 2 years when the patient is 13 or 14 and the patient doesn't want to be there. I have a 13-year-old. There's no 13-year-old that wants braces. Nobody does. They may want it for 1 minute. As soon as they get it, they hate them. It is not fun. And it's a terrible age to be putting braces on. I mean, I had them in high school. It was traumatic. I'm still traumatized. I would never do that to my kids, to be really honest. And I'll be honest, my daughter had the hardest case. And we were able to chop it up and not make it so hard, impacted canines, all kind of stuff. It was a hot mess. It was so bad. When I first saw her pano at age 7, thank goodness I started crying because it was even hard for me. So, but it's been fine. So anyways, that is my little just inspirational thing. Think about the other options that are out there. And again, giveaways, freebies. If you would like my entire playlist on phase 1 appliances or braces, Streetwire, everything you basically need to know. And if you have a Typodont, you could basically learn this all at home. Very easy, for free. Okay, comprehensive versus STO. I want to address an elephant in the room before it pops up in the chat, because someone's going to blow me up in about 5 seconds. So full disclosure, I did have a stint in the STO world, especially the direct-to-consumer aligner industry. I'm actually kind of proud of it. A lot of people don't like me for this, but I did help start the company SmileDirectClub. I'm sorry if you don't like that. I was the doctor that helped to start it back in 2014. I was only with them for 2 years. They went a different direction I didn't want to go along with. I left. So don't really talk to them anymore. They're really smart people. That's the way I leave it. So anyways, yes, if you don't like that company, apologies. I did a good job. So and that is a very profitable company now, and that's all I got to say. But yes, I know a lot about STO. So, and I'm okay with it. So I'm going to give you my opinion. Let's define STO, because you need to know the difference between STO and comprehensive ortho. Two totally different worlds. I do both. So let's talk about that. Most of the Streetwire programs that are out there that are directed towards general dentists are STO. That means short-term ortho. I'm not going to mention who they are, because when I mention their names, first of all, if I don't say something that's super awesome, they come after me and they send me nasty letters. So you probably know who they are. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, not every patient is an STO patient. And if you're going to do STO on a patient and that's all you do, you must explain to every single patient that this is an alternative plan. This is not ideal. This is not perfect. This is not comprehensive. If they want perfect, they need to either see you for another type of treatment, or they need to see an orthodontist. If you do not explain that with every single patient, you are putting yourself up for liability, okay? And only reason why I'm gonna put that out there is because I don't feel like these companies say that, okay? And I've been on the expert witness on the other end of it, where I've seen a lot of people get in big trouble for this. So, and like I said, I'm a fixer, so I know what can happen. So I do some one-on-one consulting with cases and stuff like that with doctors, and that's something, if you worked with me, you know, I'm like, no. You know, it's okay to do that, but you have to do it the right way. You need to explain the why. If you don't explain the risks, benefits, and alternatives to your patient, then you have no business doing it. The other thing that's really, really important is that, remember, if you're doing STO, it affects your insurance billing. And I'm not an insurance wizard. And if you really want to know more about ortho insurance, I have someone I consult with, I pay with, to help me with that. And I gladly refer you to her. But I do have a really good insurance document that has all the main codes for ortho. I am glad, and easy explanations. I am glad to share that with you. Again, another thing I will give you for free. Just contact me by tomorrow night at midnight. But yeah, I just wanted to get that elephant out of the room. I'm fine with STO, but make sure you're explaining it. And if you are not capable of explaining the why, what a comprehensive treatment plan would be for that patient, if you're only offering STO, that's fine. You need to tell the patient, if you want to learn about this, you really should, because I really can't treat you until you understand the other options. You should go to an orthodontist first before I can treat you. Get the written treatment plan, we're good. Let the orthodontist explain it, and then I'm fine with it, okay?